Okay, so today we are playing Drimare Universe Friendsim made by Neon Bandit. This is their very first game, I think, and also visual novel, so I'm just checking it out. So let's just go, shall we? What is this? Volume select. Hover over an icon. Volume 1, volume. I thought you mean the volume of the sound. Okay. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 1. Okay, there's music in the background. I thought there isn't. As you open your eyes, you are met with a bright blue sky. You squint, feeling your head pounding. What just happened? Well, you just get transported into another world. As your conscience returns to you, you take a look around your surroundings. You notice how you seem to find yourself in what appears to be a magical forest. Magical indeed. Something doesn't feel right. You dig deeper into the depths of your mind. Nothing. You doesn't remember anything. You simply lay there, feeling the soft grass on your skin. You feel a gentle breeze as you stare up at the clouds floating by and let your mind drift off. You really should be a lot more concerned than this. Yes, you should. Not really. Oh, you would. Okay then. You decide to close your eyes for a bit. And, what? Who is this? Hey you, human! You gasp startled by the sudden loud voice, and your vision is suddenly bombarded with the presence of a strange girl in a large pink scarf. Oh, that's a scarf? Yes. She clearly isn't human, you can see it. By yourself. Yep, you can look at that horn, those horns. She's simply standing looking down at you, grinning and staring at you like you're the one who looks like a freak. You do, I mean everyone here probably looks like her. At least, that's what you assume she's thinking. Too much assumption. After a few short seconds, the silence starts to become a bit too awkward, and she waves a hand in front of your face, as if to get your attention. Not like she needs to anyway, she already has it. Completely undivided. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I just realized the neck and there's no neck. Or there is, I don't know. You manage to mutter a few words to confirm your presence, and the girl sighs in relief at your return to consciousness. At this point, she looks more fascinated by you than you seem with her. And excitedly, she clasps her hands together. I can't believe it. You're an actual living and breathing human. A real one. Okay, so human exists in this realm, but apparently gone extinct, I guess. Yep, it is a human. You look at yourself, reflecting for a bit. Are you a human? What kind of philosophy? You don't need to ask. Just see for yourself. Do you look like a human now? You poor thing. What are you doing just lying on the ground like that? You feel a bit embarrassed by this and almost immediately proceed to get up, cleaning the grass off yourself and looking around your surroundings. You're still debating whether you are in a magic forest or not. Everything feels hazy and weird. You appear a bit dizzy for a few seconds, and the girl tries to hold you so you won't fall, which you regard as a friendly gesture despite the fact that she did just call you a thing. Well, you probably call her a thing too. She notice your confused expression, her look appearing thoughtful for a few seconds before she gasps in what appears to be realization of something. Yeah. Your perplexed looks and answer her question immediately. You barely have any time to question her use of the expression, "Oh my dawn." Oh my dawn? Oh, it is. Because her follow-up question immediately grabs your attention. A first-timer? For what? Arriving in this realm? Oh, dreaming. So we arrive in this realm by dreaming. Oh well, I mean, it's in the title, Drimare Universe. She chuckles, but you just give her a quizzical look. You have dreamed before many times as far as you are aware. What exactly does she mean with this? What makes this dream different from the other dream? Not regular dream. In our world, okay? Woke up in your world. We don't really get as many human dreamers as we used to. I have actually never seen one before. This might actually be a big deal. It is. You look so weird. I keep forgetting you guys have necks. It gets me every time. What? Oh. So it was by intention that she didn't have any neck. Okay then. Look at your cute round ears. You never thought you'd be made self-conscious about having a neck or having a normal ears. But somehow this girl managed to do it. Just as it is your first time seeing whatever she is. But despite all that, you can't help but to think of her words and whatever crazy dream lore she might be talking about. This is a really strange dream, you think. Anyway, you suppose it makes sense, it being a dream, the strange vibes of this place, this strange girl, you not remembering how you get there, not even remembering your name. Yep, cannot remember anything. That's pretty standard human stuff, I think. Don't worry about it. Which reminds me. Finally, introduce yourself. Zelly. Not jelly, but Zelly. Drimare. Is it written as... Is it pronounced as Drimare or Drimare? As you can see, I assume you have heard about them on your road. Nope. You have no idea what Drimare is. Or is she saying the word dreamer with a funny accent? You can't quite tell. Aren't you the one who's a dreamer? You look quiet for a bit, still processing things in your head. You are a bit lost, but at least she seems friendly enough. Come on, you're not gonna tell me you have never seen a Drimare before, are you? Nope, never. You give her an uncertain look and shake your head timidly, and she seems to feel awkward upon realizing you have no idea what she's talking about. Drimare, will do. We're like humans but for dreams? Okay then. Oh, this is getting awkward. Oh well, you'll get it. Okay then. Anyways, enough with me slacking off, we should get out of the woods. My brother gets kinda grumpy when I leave him on store duty for too long. Sure, let's go then. You should come to the village with me, it will be fun, what do you say? I don't know, is it safe? So far it's safe with you, but I don't know what will happen if the person go to the village. I'm fine, thanks, sure, why not, I don't have any choice. You ponder for a bit and nod in agreement. A village does seem more interesting than just being stuck in this random forest. Okay then. Yep, it is awesome. Zelly expression quickly glows with excitement as you agree to hang out with her. You might as well not miss out on a chance to meet some other Dream Elves, or Drimare as she called them. Besides, who knows what would happen if we went into those dark woods on your own, yeah. Actually, that is reasonable, but I don't know, is it safe to go to the village anyway? The thought of being eaten by some kind of nightmare monster seems like an awful way to go. Okay, so first, do not get freaked out by everyone staring at you when we get to the village. Humans have been non-existent for a while. Most of us dreamers see them as like made-up creatures, you know, like aliens or dinosaurs. What do you know about? Those are also made up in your world, right? They aren't made up. What do you mean? Dinosaurs are real. Alien, probably. You do know to her that aliens are very much real. Oh, you're not as sure about dinosaurs. Is she not an alien? What do you mean not sure about dinosaurs? She seems to think for a bit and guesses you are right. But as you make your way to the village, Zelly's excitement leaves the conversation pretty one-sided as she continues to talk. And we arrived. I'm just so excited. Can't believe that you are meeting an actual human. That's a pretty nice looking village, I must say. I haven't said anything. You interrupt me, okay then? Are human into fashion? Actually, you are. Never mind. Fashion, sure. Merely personal question, like what's your favorite color and what your favorite kind of fabric is. Didn't she have a store to go to? It sounded important. Okay then, let's go to the store. You wonder what difference a human feedback would make, but before you can think further about it, you and Zelly make your way into what appears to be a village plaza of some sort. The streets are filled with other Drimare inhabitants, mostly village folk just living their lives, but you can't help but notice some of them giving you odd looks, well, because you are almost non-existent here. Zelly brings you into what appears to be a house, though you are almost sure she mentioned a store. Well, I'm pretty sure there is not much difference between houses and stores back then, so okay then. This is it, come on in. Okay, it does look like a store. As you make your way inside, you find yourself in a vibrant sewing workshop of sorts. There's a disco light, 2 of them, a furnace, what do you call this? A furnace, isn't it? Pictures, here, that's a window. And a sewing machine, what do you call it? This is not a sewing machine, what do you call it? I forgot. This is a sewing machine, this one is a fabric one? I don't know. You ask Zelly what kind of work she does and you see her expression fill up with excitement once again. Designing and making clothes, apparently. But this time, she contains herself. I'm a seamstress. Seamstress. I mostly fix up old clothes and things like that, but I also try to design my own stuff from time to time. Fashion design, you know. Yeah, sure, fashion design indeed. The colors of the fabric reminds you of something that you'll find at a Halloween costume store. With an emphasis on orange. Yeah, that's the costume. Look at that. Pink and green? You guys, Zelly will look nice wearing it. If it's Zelly the one wearing it. You notice her staring at you expectantly, but does she want you to say something? You pray that she doesn't ask for your opinion. And she does. It's really not good. At all. But you really don't want to be rude and hurt Zelly's feeling after all. I don't know. You haven't looked at the people fashion here. You know what I'm saying? we haven't looked at the fashion of the people, so I don't know if it's good or not. Well, it looks great. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh no, is it wrong? Sort of. Okay. I'm gonna change my opinion then. Okay, let's choose to say that it looks like a mess. You take a deep breath. You find out how messy the entire thing is. The color just clash completely. The different fabric texture are abhorrent and uneven. Although she was going for an asymmetrical design, it just doesn't work, and she shouldn't even get you started on her misuse of backstitch stitches when a top stitch will be ideal. But of course, if she likes it, then you really don't want to impose. How do you know? Why do you know such a lot of things about fashion? Zelly's grin widens with this. Aww, she's happy. We're talking, you really think so? Yeah. I thought it looked alright, but looking at it now, I can kind of see what you mean. It's kinda cluttered, isn't it? It is. It's kinda excessive. You're not... What? My Google... What do you call it? Google Assistant just turned on, and... Looking at it now, I can kind of see what a man... What am I searching? What am I saying? I don't say those. Okay, let's go back to the game. It's not exactly practical or easy to move in. But as you say this, you notice Zelly staring right at you. You can sense an idea brewing in her head, and you are most certain that it involves you in some way. Where are the clothes? You alright? You know what? I want you to model for this for me. Do I have a choice? You know, I have a choice actually. I could just quit the game, like, where's the preference, and go to the main title. Yeah, that'll do. Just kidding, we'll just... Okay, this. Nope. You start to have second thoughts about this, but figure it wouldn't hurt you to help her out. Practical fashion is important for both Drimare and human alike after all. This might even be fun when you think about it. Sure. Zelly seems to be walking around the room gathering various tools and supplies. Mostly, it's a bunch of girly stuff like sharp scissors, pin and sewing needles, and of course, the glittery hot pink wool. I think I left the thread in my room, sure. She walks out as soon as she says this, and you wait expectantly. And as you wait, you take the time to look around the store once more. There's someone coming, right? Yep, it is. And oh my goodness, that person is wearing a headset. Why? In a counter in the corner, you spot another Drimare. Has he always been there? Yes, he always been there. He probably just so focused on his knitting that he doesn't realize that you're all here. He's so quiet, he's basically invincible. He seems to be focused on knitting something, paying little to no attention to his surrounding. Is this the brother on store duty? That Zelly has mentioned before. He seems pretty distracted, isn't it? And now he just realized that you are here. And now he looks surprised. Excuse me? Well, you're a human, What the freak is that thing on your face? You look at a nearby mirror and... You look perfectly normal, albeit you kind of look like a... What's a Hey based person? I don't understand that. But you have certainly seen weirder things today. Well, this person this Drimare never seen a human before, so forgive him to act like that. He's the one with no arms. The boy quickly gestured. That thing in the middle of your eyes. Ah, nose. You're talking about nose. Uh-huh. It is part of your face and you use it to smell. Are Drimare capable of smelling? Did he not hear his sister co-worker? You are human. Well, he's using headphones. Nice try, but humans aren't real. They're urban legends. What? You're lost at word. What does he think you are, then? Of course you are human. What else? Blade? Ah, Blade. You're not being rude to customer again, are you? Nope. He's just being rude to the human. I just think they look kind of gross. That is sad. Okay, that is enough store duty for you. Sweet, I'll see you later, Zell. Have fun with your human friend. Zelly rolls her eyes as the strange boys leave the store. She turns her attention back to you, an apologetic smile on her face. Why does he doesn't have any hand while you have? Sorry about my brother. He is usually a lot nicer than that. Well, he's just suspicious about human. See? Usually, okay then. He probably just think you are a shapeshifter. Hey, that's making more sense than human actually in this kind of situation, you know? Like when you see an alien in Earth, you probably think about shapeshifter first. Or not, in this magical world. Which you're not? No, of course you're not. Isn't that silly? You are pretty sure you're not a shapeshifter? Are they a common Drimare occurrence? It is. Not exactly, we just have a fair share of weirdos who like to prank folks here. You feel like there's more to that story, but Zelly is pretty quick to dismiss it. Anyway, let's get to work. Sure, you nod and Zelly helps you to try out the weird shawl. Drimare proportions aren't that different from the one of humans, or human shapeshifters, or whatever it is that you are. So it fits right in. Zelly appears... Oh, she's bouncing. Zelly appears to be taking measurements, adjusting pin and loose fabric bits. You look at yourself in the mirror. With some work, you could probably make this work. Salvageable again. You nod and make a note to Zelly about how itchy one of the fabric is, and like a machine, she fixes you up while simultaneously taking notes. What? It's not just a scarf. But then you notice her scarf seemingly come to life, forming two large hands, which seems to be creating strings. Zelly doesn't pay much mind to this, well, because that's normal to her. Distracted in her notes, looking at what appears to be sewing patterns. You kinda get freaked out, because while the strings are actively sewing clothes on you, Zelly is just completely distracted in her book. Which is the last thing you want from someone whose living scarf is holding scissors and needles. Kinda, right? You don't want to piss off your barber or someone sewing clothes on you. Say, should I go with purple or violet? There's also a difference. I guess I'll go with purple. What? And Zelly just laughed. Don't worry, it's harmless. But not when it's holding strings and needle. When she's not looking, it's not. Aw. I'm sorry, I didn't want to spook you. I assume this must be really weird for a human, huh? Well, kinda. I just really want to impress you. Folks here aren't that much into stuff like this. Something I'm just weird. Oh. You reassure Zelly that you don't find her or her living scarf that weird. You guess you are impressed? I mean, yes, I am impressed too. Frankly, everything you have seen is impressive. Mostly in a terrifying way. And she said this was all in a dream. A dream. Well, yeah, this is the dream world, but it doesn't mean it's not real. But makes literally no sense. Who knows? You have had dreams before, stuff is nonsensical and weird, and then you wake up and none of it actually happened. This did happen though, I'm pretty sure I'll still be here when you wake up. I'm sure. Is she sure she's not a figment of your imagination just waiting to become a distant memory when you wake up? Is that what human think happens? This isn't your dream. Specifically. Let me rephrase that, as they say, and I quote, "The dream world is built on the collective conscience of all humanity." This is not your dream specifically, it's everyone's dreams. All jumbled together in an amalgamation of things. My kind is just here to enjoy the show. Okay? Then human just kinda stop showing up, but since you are here, it must mean you are special. You're not sure if you're falling, but you guess it's a possibility, it is. As Zelly gets back to work, you notice a thoughtful expression on her face and she sighs. Do humans return to this world when they dream? After they visit the first time? Why is she asking you? She's the one who dropping all the exposition lore on you. You're just a regular dreamer who knows no better. I guess you are. I was just wondering if you're going to visit again. I don't know, probably there will be some time skips? Or what? She smiles at you and directs your attention back to the mirror. You were so distracted by the conversation that you didn't even notice her finishing up the job. Okay, how do we look? The fabric no longer itches you, the color looks nice, and it overall sits comfortably on your shoulder. You had your doubts at first, but she definitely pulled through. Zelly looks at you, smile wide. You like it? I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. But it seems the main character likes it. That is great, thank you so much for modeling for me. I probably wouldn't know what to do with this if you hadn't given me such honest feedback. Thank you. Now, can you give me a payment for that? Oh, okay then. You're totally letting we keep it, by the way. Do you think you'll bring it with you when you wake up? Probably, I don't know. Can you imagine bringing mementos into your waking life every time you had a dream? That would be weird, but it's worth a try. Now that she brought it up, you can't help but wonder, what happens when you wake up anyway? I guess you just disappear out of thin air, or maybe your physical self just fall asleep here. So if that were the case, we would have found sleeping humans by now. When do you think you'll wake up? You have no idea how you're supposed to know that, but you assume it might still be a while until then. You're not sure for how long you have been asleep, but you feel like you might have some hours. Well, I really want to see what happens when you do wake up. You know, we could hang out for a while. Some say time moves quicker here than in the human world, so you might not have long. Quicker here than in the human world. See, I told you. Or did it move slower? Okay then. It is kind of unclear if you ask me. You think for a bit, who knows? Maybe this really is a strange lucid dream and you won't remember a thing when you wake up. But maybe next time you go to sleep you could end up here again. Hanging out with your strange dream elf friend here sure has been something. So you agree to hang out a little longer? It might be fun as long as no more flying needles are involved. No promise. Alright, let's party. You smile and soon enough Zelly begins preparing some tea and cupcakes for you. Where do you get the cupcakes? She seems happy and you do as well. This was a nice dream. Party! Oh, that's how our character looks? Awesome. Is that... You know, considering the artist of the game having no neck means really they doesn't have any neck or no arm. Well, they don't have any arm. So all blue, that ain't human, I think. This is not human. Who knows? Doesn't look like a human. Party. Ah, that's the end of Volume 1. I don't know if Volume 2 will have the same character or not, but yeah, it's. I didn't expect first project to be this good. It's good. I love it. The art style, the choice of music, it was pretty nice. The writing, well, it's nice too. Yeah, it's good. So see you later in Drimare Universe Friendsim on the next part on Volume 2, made by Neon Bandit